Today we're going to be looking at the weekend's Premier League fixtures, which sees West Ham United taking on Liverpool in the Saturday late game in East London. Then Super Sunday, this is wonderful, wow, sees bottom place Palace travel to Wembley to take on Tottenham, who are in great form, hot off their win against Real Madrid, of course. And then a huge clash between the high-flying City against the Arsenal, and then chuck in Chelsea at the Bridge against Manchester United. How good is that? All this and more coming up next on SportNation. Welcome to SportNation. The boys are with me again, and what a weekend of Premier football we have, especially the Sunday, but we'll come to that. Guys, how are you?
All good. Very well, thank you.
And Champions League was very good for you. I believe your predictions were very good.
We probably, out of 3 predictions on every single game, I think we got about 2 wrong.
I think we got about 5 or 6 correct scores.
Correct scores.
So why am I not having a 10 on it?
Exactly.
Right, let's kick off. We have Stoke against Leicester. Now look at that start there. Stoke have never beaten Leicester at home in the Premier League in 3 attempts. I was going to go a Stoke home win, but looking at the stats now, mind you, they've got to, haven't they? Mark got a result, didn't they, last week? So that should give them a lift. I'm going to take a chance here and go 2-1 Stoke.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I'm going the other way.
I would say the other way.
So I think Leicester have picked up. So since the last 3 games in all competitions, they've won all 3. Had a good win last week as well, 2-0 at home. I just think the momentum, Leicester, for me, seem like a bit of a confidence team. Once they get on a little bit of a roll, they start churning out results.
They've had a few hard games as well.
Yeah.
The only games they've lost this season are Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea and Liverpool. So I would be calling a Leicester win.
So you're going to go both Leicester wins?
My shout would be Vardy any time. He scored 6 in his last 10, so that would be a safe option. But yeah, I think
goals?
I think there's goals in this. I reckon maybe a 2-1 Leicester.
Yeah, I agree.
Stoke have only won 4 of their only won 1 of their 4 home games. Struggling a little bit at home. Struggling all together, to be honest.
Yeah, so that was a shock last week, getting a victory.
Yeah, good. Yeah. That's a good result.
Yeah, so again, maybe a score draws a bit. Maybe I may have to change my mind here. I'll go 1-1.
Yeah, enough. Sounds right.
I think that's about right.
It's not an easy week to predict this weekend coming up, and here's a funny one. Are the wheels coming off Huddersfield? West Brom with Pulisic. Tony Pulis won just 2 of the last 19 games. I can't get West Brom right, you know. I know they defend well, they're stubborn, and they got 2 against City, didn't they? Which surprised me. I think surprised everyone. Yeah. So how do we see this one?
This one's so tough to call. Huddersfield, obviously, their last home game beat United 2-1. West Brom, on the other hand, scored a couple of goals against City. So you think, oh, maybe they are starting to pick up. I think this could be a score draw. Maybe a 1-1. Huddersfield have failed to score in 6 of their last 8 Premier League games, and they've only netted 4 in their opening 2. So they're, I mean, I think the United game's a bit of a spanner in the works. Like they've got massively up for that game. Will they be as up for that game as they
have
for this game?
They've only lost 1 at home though, which was against Tottenham. So I think they're going to be hard to beat. And West Brom are always pretty hard to beat. So it's going to be low scoring.
Low scoring.
1-1. My shout would be under 2.5 goals.
Yeah, under 2.5.
Yeah, 1-1 sounds right.
Yeah, I was going to go West Brom 1-0, but I don't know. I think it's a game on paper when both managers look, say, 3 points here. I can't afford to lose this one. Yeah. You know, especially Huddersfield at home. West Brom's the type of game that you're at home, if you want to retain Premiership status, you're saying we can't lose this. Yeah, so exactly. I think 1-1. You're right.
Yeah. It's going to be low scoring. Yeah, that's for sure.
Now, interesting. Bournemouth struggling, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Cherries have made the worst start to the Premier League after 10. This is the 5th league meeting between the sides, only the 3rd in the Premier League. I'm going to go Newcastle win. I think Bournemouth might nick one, so I'm going to go 2-1 here.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Benitez has only lost 1 of his last 58 home Premier League matches played on a Saturday.
He loves a Saturday, does Rafa?
So I think it's Newcastle, either 2-1 or 1-0 Newcastle.
Who's got the shocker on a Monday? Is it Newcastle on a Monday night or something? There's a stat out last week.
Really?
Oh, ridiculous stat on a Monday. They can't win the Monday. All right, so I'm going to go 2-1. I think Newcastle will win this.
I think 2-1's about right.
How good
both teams to score, definitely. Newcastle are playing quite well at home. but they've only won. So their loss against Burnley means they've only won one of their last 5 league matches, though. So they've had a really good start, but it could have been even better.
And Defoe looking for his 200th goal.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've started the other day, I don't know how many I scored. I didn't have a long career because I retired at 27. But I was trying to think, I don't think I got 100 goals, but I wouldn't have been too far off it, I don't think. Yeah, I must
get the
look that
boots
up.
back on, get the last few. Got to
I can't bend down to get my boots back on. Right, so I'm going to go 2-1. Southampton against Burnley. Now this is another tricky one for me. The fewest goals, look at that, these two sides have seen the fewest goals scored in the Premier League games so far. Burnley have scored 18, Southampton 19 is not good. But Southampton's record against Burnley is good. I think I'm going to go Southampton just to nick it. Either 1-0, in fact 1-0, I'm going to go 1-0.
It could be 1-0 either way. The way these teams are playing, that under 2.5 again is nailed on. 4 out of the 6 of Southampton's last home games have seen under 2.5 goals. At St Mary's, there's just never many goals.
Look at that stat there. Do you think we should just tune in from half-time onwards?
Yeah, no, I was just about to say, one of the tips that we got right last week was half-time, full-time. We called West Ham half-time, draw full-time, which was 15-1. Always good odds on those. So my shout here would be draw half-time, and I'm going to go Burnley full-time. I think it'd be 1-0 Burnley, yeah.
Well, there's still this doubt about Sean Dyche, isn't there? Charlie Austin, look, you never know who Southampton are going to play up front. That's my problem.
Yeah, they're hard to pick. The Southampton strikers. Gabbiadini got a couple.
I like him. I don't know why he doesn't get more goals.
Yeah.
I think he's busy. He puts himself about. I think he's a half decent finisher. I really do. So, yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Southampton.
Yeah.
Burnley have only lost once away from home this season, and that was against City,
which is massive change from last season.
And they've played Tottenham, Liverpool, Everton.
Wow.
Like they're playing very well away from home. Very tough to beat.
Okay, Swansea, Brighton. Both sides are going to fight for their lives, aren't they, for survival in the Premiership?
Yeah.
Come, 6 games to go. Swansea and Brighton, for me, will be bottom 5,
I
definitely.
Agree. Yeah.
So this is the old 6-pointer, isn't it? Swansea, I don't know. Again, it's a team I don't get right too often. I don't know. I just don't know what their strengths are. They can turn it on in patches and then look off than others. Whereas Brighton are playing for the manager, they're playing for Chris, but he's had no money to spend, and the lack of quality, I'm afraid, is evident.
Apart from Gross.
Yes.
Gross. Looks like a great signing.
He's only 6 players have provided more assists in their first 10 games than him, which was Lee Sharp, Ginola, Robin, Ozil, Di Maria and Tadic. So he's up there with a good class of players.
Ginola, really?
Yeah.
Apparently,
I thought he wanted to beat someone 3 times. Sorry, David. Swansea, Brighton. So how do we see this one?
This is a tough one.
So tough to call.
I'm a Chris Hughton fan. I played with Chris and know him very well. I'm going to go 1-1.
I've got 1-1.
I've got 1-1 as well.
Yeah. No, I've gone 1-1. Swansea have got the worst home record in the league. They've won 1 win and 4 defeats. They cannot afford to lose this one. They're so erratic. Like every time that I think, oh, you know what, Tammy Abraham's popped up with a couple of goals, I fancy him this week. Then they go and they're 2-0 down.
Well, he'll be flying, won't he? He's been named in the England squad, so Tammy, he'll have his shooting boots on.
Yeah.
Look at that, directly involved, 71% of Swansea's 7 goals. I watched him play for Bristol City against Ipswich, and I wasn't that impressed, but look, he stepped up. He could have gone to Newcastle, couldn't he? And he didn't.
The thing is,
good luck to him.
He's getting in the right places. He hasn't. None of those goals are that great. They're just tap-ins, but he's getting in the right places. So he's hungry for it, which is good.
One of my pals was his coach at Chelsea, and he said, "You will not find a striker that works harder than him." He was like, he will score goals every single season because he works harder than any other.
And he's
person
not scared
on the
to
pitch.
miss.
Yeah, true.
So West Ham, Liverpool. Here we go. London Stadium. I was invited to this one. I'm just going to go Liverpool here. Just Slavan. Every time he's in front of a mic, how are you getting on with the owners? Are you staying? So this again is a bit of a pivotal game for Slavan Bilic, I believe. I've got to go for. I think Liverpool just have that little bit edge in class. It just depends whether they can keep a clean sheet away from home at West Ham. I'm just going to go favouring Liverpool 2-1.
I think Liverpool are going to be confident after the last couple of performances.
Yeah.
They kept a clean sheet in both in the Champions League game and the league game.
Yep.
I think this could be a battering. and if it is, Bilic could be out.
Yeah, a battering into well, Sturridge, he likes playing against West Ham. Look at that stat.
Yeah.
Coutinho for me is a wonderful player, I really do. And Salah as well. You know, he's so positive, isn't he?
Exactly.
No, the more I think about it, I'm sorry, West Ham fans. I'm going to go 1-2 in favour of Liverpool.
The other thing on Sturridge, he scored in the last 2 games as well, so he's starting to get his confidence back up. So Sturridge any time could be a good shout.
I think there's goals in that one for sure. So 4 out of 5 of Liverpool's away games this season have seen over 4.5 goals.
4.5.
So I think that could even be a 1-3 or a 2-3, something like that. I think there's
Saturday night. There'll be good atmosphere as well on Saturday night.
I reckon that will be the first one on Match of the Day.
Potentially, there'll be goals. There'll be goals in that game.
So we're looking at. Funny enough, I was doing radio with Simon Jordan today. Of course, he's to own Crystal Palace. He's not too happy with the new owners, let me tell you. And I'd love to tell you more about it, but I wouldn't be allowed back on telly. London Derby. Is this? This looks absolute tailor-made for Spurs. But the times we sit here and talk about games that look certainties and don't turn out that way. Can Palace get anything out of this game? Can they get a draw?
I said we called this, we were talking about this. I've got a funny feeling Palace are going to score in this. They haven't scored in their last 7 Premier League away games. That has to change. And I just think Tottenham go into this having won against Real Madrid, confidence is sky high. Everyone thinks they're just going to blitz Palace away. I've just got a funny feeling. With Zaha in the team, Palace are a different proposition. I fancy them to score. I'm not saying that they'll win, but I fancy them to score.
Tottenham have lost both of their London derbies in all competitions at Wembley this season, and in 2007 only Liverpool and Tottenham have won more Premier League points against. So Palace
are good against the Big Six.
Good against the Big Six, yeah.
Well, if they get something, it'd be fantastic. Look, the tails are up with that late equaliser against West Ham. So they go there full of confidence. And if I was Roy Hodgson, I'd be saying to my players, guys, just go out and enjoy it because everyone thinks we're going to get beat 4 or 5 here.
Yeah.
It's a free
hit.
That's
how confident they are. But listen, think about how we're playing. We're now the confidence returning, so they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's true.
But I think they will lose, but I don't think it'll be a smashing. I think it could be 1-0, 2-1.
Yeah.
I think this will be tight, but I still go for Spurs.
I agree. I've got 2-1, 3-1. I think Palace will score, but the game is set up for Palace. They'll be wanting to play on the counter-attack.
Yep.
Big pitch at Wembley. I think Zaha might be on the score sheet as well.
Okay. Right, we look now at one of the big games I can't wait for. Manchester City at the moment just looking so good. Arsenal changed it, didn't they, midweek? They changed it against Red Star. Some kids got a chance. Again, on paper, you think it's got to be City. But Arsene Wenger, again, you've got to respect them, the type of players Arsenal have, of getting something to City. But I just feel the confidence is absolutely flowing. And City will know, Pep will be in his mind quietly be thinking, because Arsenal are not that far away, in the league, the table. Their level, I think, with Tottenham, aren't they, are just behind. It's very close. But I just think City, the way the confidence is, the way they keep the ball, I think they've got a lot of confidence in the goalkeeper now. Stones is playing great. Look at Sterling, Raheem as well. Suddenly he's got his confidence, goal scorer. Again, good game, cracking game. I'm going to go 2-1, 3-1 City.
I would have to agree.
I've gone 3-1 City. I think they're just playing so well at the moment. To go to Napoli, who are top of Serie A, undefeated in Serie A, who Pep said the best team that he's played against, score 4, and to be honest, it could have even been more. I just think City at the moment, they can just rotate it as well.
Shouldn't we look at that stat? Arsenal against City, drawn 4, lost 4, or City against Arsenal, excuse me. Arsenal tend to know how to play City. So it's not my nap of the day. I think City will win, but as you talk about depth, the squad they have, this kid here, I think he's fantastic.
Unbelievable player.
I do. You get Jesus, you've got Aguero, who's magnificent, De Bruyne. What a side they have. I'm a little bit worried about this game, but I think if City thump them, then there's no stopping Man City.
Yeah, I would love to sit here. Arsenal have got actually quite a good record against City. Beat them in the FA Cup semi-final. So like last time out, we beat them and looked good. And the last time that we went there, or a couple of years ago, we won. We won 2-0 and Arteta
Remember
scored.
that? It was brilliant.
Yeah,
it was a great performance.
Really good performance. That was when we had Santi in the team. Without Santi Cazorla in the team, Arsenal just don't have that person.
The problem is that there's about 8 players in the City team at the moment who are in the form of their life.
Yeah.
So.
No, but it's a great game, as is our next game. Josie. See, Josie's up to his games again, isn't he? You know, he's had a pop at the Manchester United fans, the Old Trafford faithful. Had a little pop, you know, when he took off, you know, Rashford and they didn't like it. Lukaku was getting a bit. So Josie now is, I think he's trying to deflect the pressure on the players and go on, give me stick then. And he made a good point. He said, everyone's talking about Spurs, how they beat Madrid and how they did this. Hey, we beat Tottenham, they didn't score against us. So Josie's full of it at the moment, and I do think there's problems at Chelsea, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I agree. I've written down, I think this could be a 1-0 United. Jose's a master at it. He is the absolute master at these sort of games. They'll go there, be tough to beat, and when you've got Lukaku, Martial, Rashford, Mkhitaryan, all of those guys going forward, United could score.
And don't forget, no Pogba at the moment still, you know. So I still think United could be the ones to push City. But from a Chelsea point of view, you had Morata, didn't you? You were talking about. Oh no! That was lost in translation when it was interpreted to a foreign newspaper that he was a bit homesick, too stressful living in London, and he then come back and said, "No, I'll sign for another 10 years at City." All right, Pinocchio. Yeah. So. I don't know. You could well be right with 1-0 United. I may go 1-1, but
I saw a really good stat this week. Chelsea have conceded 11 goals in the 6 games that Conte hasn't played.
Oh,
so without him, I think they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
For me, Chelsea are a little bit like Arsenal. When he doesn't play and they play Bakayoko and Fabregas, both of them want to go forward. And if you don't have that person to just mop up, I think United might nick it.
The 2 things that say Chelsea though, this stat here, that under Mourinho, United have lost 5 of their 8 away games immediately after playing in Europe, including the last 3. And the fact that Man U have only won 2 away games this season, which was against Southampton and Swansea.
Chelsea, I think if Chelsea can take United's scalp here, it'll really set them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're all undecided. You know, Ancelotti, is he going to take over from Conte? There's so much speculation going on at the moment. Is Conte happy with the board? Are they backing him? Do you know what I mean? It's a tricky one. 2 great managers, and I'm a big Jose fan. But he you know, I know him. You know, I've had a couple of one-on-ones with him when he's relaxed. And this is a big game from going to Stamford Bridge. I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Lukaku going back to their former clubs. I just got Lukaku hasn't scored in a few weeks. I've just got this funny feeling that things like that often come around, and Lukaku might be the hero this weekend.
Look at that, most clean sheets in the Big 5.
He's
European.
amazing.
He is, and he's brilliant with his feet, isn't he? You know, the times he sticks a leg out and stops balls. He is top class. Did you see the speculation today talking about De Gea? Spain, that Zidane's under pressure, they're saying, and they're talking about Pochettino. You know, very interested. So there's so much talk of managerial changes, and of course De Gea himself was there was speculation he might go to Madrid, but he's a top goalkeeper. So it's a great game. Sunday's brilliant, and then of course we have Everton against Watford. What's Everton going to do? Unsworth, Joey Barton had a savage attack on David Unsworth. I thought, whoa, steady Joey, steady. But you know, they got thumped down in Lyon, which was no surprise. Lyon, you know, there was a bit of needle in the first game. They've gone down there, got hammered 3-0. And Watford, well, again, Watford's one of these sides I just can't get right. You know, Watford with the pace could trouble Everton. There's no doubt about it. So I don't know where to go here. I'm going to just stick. I think I'm going to stick with a 1-1, sit in the fence. I can't pick a winner here.
I'm going to go Watford. Apart from last week, I think they've looked really good and really dangerous. Richarlison has had the most touches in the opposition box out of anyone in the league.
Yeah.
So he's dangerous. He's getting in the right places. He's scoring as well. I think Watford will win and Richarlison will score.
I think Watford could nick this as well. I think Everton are in freefall. I watched the highlights against the Lyon game. As soon as they conceded, heads went down. Could have been 4.
Yeah.
Like, it really could have. Schneiderlin got sent off. I don't think that. I think Joey Barton is a little bit right with that. I don't think they're playing for Unsworth. I will be shocked if Big Sam isn't in.
Well, I think his representatives, I think they met Everton in London, hopefully not in the Mayfair Hotel, but I believe they did have a conversation. And one or two Everton fans were emailing and texting us saying, "Oh no, we don't want Sam, not with his style of football." Well, I'm sorry, at the moment, you need to get out of trouble.
Big time.
And Sam Allardyce can get you out of trouble and keep you up.
Yeah.
And then maybe next year start thinking about, this fancy football you used to play maybe in the 70s and early 80s.
Agreed.
I will be.
He might be in the stands for this one.
I'll be shocked if Big Sam isn't the Everton manager by the end of the international window in a couple of weeks' time. I'll be absolutely shocked.
And you know what it's like before international breaks? You're always asking your players, come on, give the supporters. Bobby Robson used to do it all the time. When there was a break coming up, give them something to talk about. Give them something to want to come back in another couple of weeks' time, So it's a big weekend, but that Super Sunday is wonderful. So just again, you're going Watford win?
I'm going to go Watford. I think Watford to win either half is really good odds, but I think just the way that Everton are playing, I'm going maybe a 2-1 Watford.
Watford win?
Watford win, Richarlison to score.
I'm going to go, I think Everton might just get a draw out of this. They need it. In fact, they need a win, but I think they might just rally behind Unsworth in probably what could be his last game.
Yeah.
That's it. Great weekend. Happy punting, and thank you for watching.